So look, bro, I hope everybody's having a good day. But let me start right here.
This will obviously be your first fight of 2025. How do you envision 2025 playing out for you?
25 is at the next year. I'm out of it.
After our second fight.
You're out of it?
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
This will
So look, that's not what everybody wanted to hear. This press conference was interesting, to be honest, in general. But here's what I will say. It's I have mixed feelings about this whole thing. So I'll start with this. I want to look at the whole play. We got to look at how the things have changed. What people are saying now versus what they were saying then, when there were potentially still big fights to be made on the table, like a Shakur fight, a Devin fight, right? A Lomachenko fight. Even back when Tank was fighting Pedraza and all them, Lomachenko was in his prime. That was the time to make the fight. Now, an old Lomachenko and all that, it doesn't make. I understand why that fight wasn't made now, because that fight was supposed to be made years ago, right? But anyways, let's look at the fights that slipped by the wayside. Lomachenko, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson. Just to start, you got Teofimo Lopez, and then instead of these guys, we got a Rolly fight. We got a Mario Barrios fight at 140. Rolly fight at 135. And I'm putting Mario Barrios and Mario Barrios, Rolly, Hector Luis Garcia, Frank Martin. And now we're here at Lamont Roach. Now, honestly, the Lamont Roach fight makes the most sense out of all of those fights I just listed. And the reason why is because, they went into details during the press conference how they knew each other from back in the day, right? Tank just signed, this was a 6-fight deal with Amazon. So I'm looking at this like, okay, he's using his 6 fights like wishes like a genie's wishes. You dig what I'm saying? And he granted Lamont Roach, his longtime sparring partner, friendly competitor in the amateurs, and they came up together, but they were buddies. They're cool. They have their circles are close. DC and Baltimore are sister cities. This makes sense because they've known each other for some time. And he said so himself during the press conference. Tank Davis, he said Lamont Roach is one of the few guys I came up with that's still around and is still relevant in the sport. So he felt as though that was enough justification to give him a shot on top of all the things I just listed. Do I think that Lamont Roach is his skill level is on a level of a Devin or no 0%, which is part of the reason why I believe he got the fight, because Devin and them were around Tank when they were younger. Tank just happens to be a lot older than them. But anyways, he's giving his mans a shot to get paid, because the first thing he said when they asked him why did he take the fight, Tank was like, to get paid. So the whole play, this whole thing, Tank robbed the bank, right? He didn't have to fight any of dangerous fights. He's about to pay his homie and get out of the sport. Now, I don't know if I feel almost disrespected. It's almost as if this whole thing was like a play on everybody's intelligence, because they marketed all these beefs trolling on the internet, right? They asked Tank about Shakur and this and that. They just straight up asked him this time. They didn't even wait on it. They just got around to it, and they didn't beat around the bush. They said, hey, why not Shakur Stevenson? Why Lamont Roach instead of Shakur Stevenson? They're trying their best not to disrespect the man on stage because they got to sell tickets, which I don't know how this fight's going to move, because Tank Davis does numbers anyways, but They asked him, why not Shakur Stevenson? Tank Davis said, what has he done in the sport? When I heard him say that, I said, okay, I'm off it. You know what I mean? I'm over it. I've been over the Tank Davis machine for some time. I made a video before titled why I don't like how, my problem with the Tank Davis machine, whatever. And it's because people, right, they run their mouth on the internet. And the whole reason we were watching him fight is because we're thinking these fights are leading up to the Shakur fighting things, right? But I'm around the Hector, or no, you know what? No. When the Ryan fight, or no, when the Rolly fight happened, that was when I was like, this fight, he's never gonna fight those guys, because Rolly is he's actually like Master Satan on Dragon Ball Z. That's literally what he is. He gets beat up, he talks a lot of trash, and people, they still tune into him because he does put up a good amount of smoke and mirrors around what his skill level is and what it isn't. He takes pretty much every fade, win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? And in reality, he got more famous after he got knocked out by Tank Davis. Everybody's seen how he got manhandled by Devin Haney in sparring, all these things. There was no reason for him to be in the ring with a Tank Davis. And then because of Tank Davis beating these guys so easily, right? Everybody would have beat him easily. But other fighters, these were fighters no one was going to waste their time fighting. And that's where Tank kind of found his niche. Let me knock out guys nobody wants to fight. And I'm going to just use the fact that, you know what I mean, I have a high knockout rate, all this type of stuff to kind of gas up the opponent's skill level. And then after I win, it boosts my stock because he knocks everybody out. He does. But I think everybody, like if Shakur fights a Rolly, he knocks him out. If a Devin fights a Rolly, he knocks him out. If these guys fight, you know what I mean? And mind you, you know, the Isaac Cruz and some of these guys, they didn't get knocked out, but I mean, it was a genius play that went down, and I think we're just seeing the end of it. Like, look, the very last fight, gotta give the homie the opportunity. Now, Lamont Roach did an interview and said that this fight was in the making for at least 2 years from the Hector Luis Garcia fight that was in DC. That was supposed to be Lamont Roach, he said, but because of belt politics and just the way that Hector Luis Garcia got a bit of privilege with his belt and how he leveraged that to get the Tank fight, that was just what happened. But this fight, it seemed to come out of nowhere because it was. But now that the fight is on and the press conference is finally here, even though the fight's 3 months away, this is the earliest. Or no, it's like what is it? We're November, or excuse me, we're in December. So January, February, March. Yeah, no, we're about 3-4 months out anyway. And now people are he's starting to keep it a buck. Like, yeah, I knew this guy from back in the day, from my section, or people know each other, all this type of stuff. And now I'm just like, man, did we get duped for how many years has Tank been a pro? Since he was like 19? Have we been getting duped for the last at least 10 years, 11 years? And it all come to a head at this point? I feel like people are going to be like, they're going to start deep diving. You know how the internet is. They're going to start deep diving, finding pictures of these two together back in the day, all types of stuff like that. You know, you never know, man. You never know. I have mixed feelings about it. As a fan, I feel as though my intelligence has been played on. Let me see the comments. What are the comments saying? He's a champion. He's the only champion willing to tight. See, people like this are the reason why this type of shit happens. Loma for sure duck Tank, but Shakur never duck Tank. Now, what are the people saying? Oh yeah, he said you got to be trolling. Who's he talking to? Get off your knee. Yeah. Oh, okay. So people are locked in. Yeah. No, he didn't want to fight Ryo. He didn't want to fight. Yeah. No, he didn't want to fight Ryo. He didn't want to fight Shakur. Didn't want to fight Devin. He didn't want to fight anybody. You know what I mean? He didn't want to fight anybody. So for people who are saying, oh, he ducked in this, that's a false narrative because Shakur was a free agent for the longest, did not get a fight opportunity. Devin Haney did not get a fight opportunity at 135. when he had a belt, when he was undisputed, when he had all the eyes on him, when it was the ultimate time to make that fight. Ryan Garcia got the fight. Rolly got the fight. That's why Devin Haney moved on with his career. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. But if he retires from the sport, this ain't it. This ain't the way you go out, man. Not gonna lie. He put money over legacy, and I feel him. I feel you. Because he's just gonna disappear. When he get this money, he's just gonna disappear. I promise you. But after 2025, he says he's out of boxing. I don't know who he's gonna fight next. He may not fight at all. He only ever fights like once a year. So this could be the last fight, or he might do a Lamont Roach rematch. Like, really, you never know with this guy. But he said after 2025, he's out of boxing. So because that's his word, and he's the horse, and it's coming from the horse's mouth, that's all we have to go off of right now. Not gonna sit here and try to say, oh, but he's trying to get out of this deal, and we're not gonna do that. That's the stupid stuff people do in the comments. He said he's out. This is his last year of fights, and this is how he's starting it. Don't know who he's fighting next. Don't know if he's going to fight again in this year. He might even just tweet and be like, yeah, I'm gone. He might fight Lamont Roach and knock him out and be like, yeah, I'm gone, bro. This is my guy. We out of here. Peace. And try to pull him out. But niggas like, no, you don't get that. We're going to look at his resume, and everyone is going to be disappointed in the fact that we let this guy rob the bank and rob us blind, because we believed he was going to fight all of these other guys, when in reality he just wanted to get paid. And people are going to say it's because of Floyd. Well, it could be because of Floyd. Floyd's the money guy. Well, Floyd fought all the world champions. He did everything he was supposed to do in his career. And this is the result of people trying to manipulate and exploit the fact that everybody's waiting for another, I don't know, super dominant guy who's going to be undefeated and beats everybody and stuff like that. And he's like, no, don't worry, it's coming. We're going to make the fights happen. I remember back in the day when niggas was asking Tank if he was going to fight Devin. If he was like, yeah, I'll fight him. I'll fight anybody. After his fights, yeah, I'll fight anybody. And then it turned into, I'm tired of y'all mentioning those guys. And then it turned into, why should I fight those guys? Let me give you some newsflash, brother. First of all, you're a black fighter. You don't get those privileges. They're gonna trash your legacy if you don't handle that. And now, if you don't care about that, that's just whatever. But this is a fact. Only Canelo and those type of guys, Mexican non-black fighters, not even just Mexican, non-black fighters, get that privilege to duck fades and say, why should I fight them? They will only mess with non-black fighters on that. But anyways, to close this press conference, it made a lot of sense. It made things make a lot of sense, but it ultimately left a bad taste in my mouth, because I'm just basically, you're watching this guy piss on you and tell you it's raining. So with that being said, y'all be cool, man. Let me know how y'all feel about this fade in the comment section. But he's out after 2025. That's what he says. You know what I mean? We'll see, but that's what he said. I'm gone.